Hi, I'm Dawn Bibby. I'd like to introduce you to my range of stencils from the new Fantasy Flowers collection. Now, I have got the long tall thin ones which fit great on a DL card or on your larger cards like your 8x8s. They work perfectly on those. And then the all over background stencils as well. Now these are great because you can ink with them, you can spritz through them, and you can emboss with them. So for this project we're going to be doing some embossing. Start off with, just to show you how the embossing works, you take your stencil and you put it face down on your platform. Take your piece of card and position it over the top of your stencil. You then need a tan mat, an embossing mat that sits directly on top of that. The right size of your card is facing your stencil, and then you position your embossing plate over the stencil and the tan mat. Run that through your machine. What that's doing is feeding or pressing the tan mat through the actual stencil and stretching the actual card to give you this beautiful raised metallic effect here. Pearlescent card and mirror card are one of the best types of cards, to use for this technique because it really does reflect that detail and design beautifully. On this one here, this card, I've actually used the leaf design in the background, which I think really enhances the whole look of the card. But in this project that we're going to do, we're going to simply use one of the detailed tall flowers to create a beautiful effect onto our card. We're going to create this one. This is another one that I've also done with the exotic flowers as well. So let's get started. Taking the stencil, again we're just going to pop that down onto the actual platform. I've already cut a piece of white card to size, so I'm hoping that I can keep it nice and straight and we can have it centered onto our card ready to work with, just to save time. Tan mat over the top of that, and then my embossing plate once again onto there. Run this through the machine, and that presses all that detail straight through the stencil. And you see there how beautiful that is straight away. So now we can mat and layer our card up and just add a little bit of coloured centre to the flowers. So I've got a DL card and I've already prepared this so it's nice and ready for me to put together. And our first layer down onto the card. And I've gone for gold mirror and then gold pearl and white pearl, which gives a really smart look, nice and simple. Classic, actually, very classic. So I'd cut this to size. What you might want to do is actually do your design and then cut it down after, but the choice is yours. I just did this so that it's a little bit quicker for us to put together. Now I'm going to use one of the alcohol pens just to add a little bit of detail onto my flowers, and I've chosen number 31, which is the dark yellow, which is actually quite goldy-like. And I'm just going to follow the little recess embossed detail in my flowers here with the finer tip. So just bring in a touch of colour in, and I'm going to add that colour to the whole centre of my flower, up here at the top as well. And if you want extra detail, you can draw that on. Just add a little bit more design to it, colour that in. Down here at the bottom as well, on my third flower. And just nice subtle, like a warm gold, this one. Even a little bit virgin onto mustardy, so it matches the gold pearl card perfectly. Gives it a nice coordinated look. And then I'm going to actually use my marker pen, my solvent-based marker, onto my gems, the Aurora Borealis pointed resin gems, to give me the same colour tones. And then I can position those right in the centre of my flowers. and they will match the colours, like so. And then we're done. We could add more colour onto it if we wanted to, and even a little bow, but I think it's just a very smart, elegant looking card using that wonderful pearl cardstock to emboss perfectly. And if you take a little look at this one here, I've also used some of the embossed background card to enhance even the edge of the card. And these just work like an absolute dream in the various designs to give you that wondered textured effect. You could also rub an ink pad over the top of these to pick up more of that raised detail as well. But embossing stencils are great fun to work with, and I will be showing you many more ways in which to use them.